Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a short but, wow, incredibly powerful text from ancient China called The Great Learning. It's this ancient text that asks one of the biggest questions you can possibly imagine, and then gives a step-by-step guide to the answer. All right, let's just jump right in with a massive question, one that thinkers and leaders have been wrestling with for, well, forever. When you think world peace, your mind probably goes to global summits, big treaties, huge political movements, right? But what if the real answer was a lot simpler and a whole lot more personal? So, this classic text, which is a huge deal in Confucian thought, lays out this kind of radical blueprint. It argues that this grand goal, a peaceful world, it doesn't start out there. Nope. It has the smallest, most intimate starting point you can imagine. The text kicks off with this absolutely audacious ambition, bringing peace and order to the entire world. The term it uses is ping tian sha. And this isn't just about ending wars, you know? It's about creating this state of universal harmony and balance, a huge, huge goal. So how on earth do you even begin to do that? Well, the text lays out this amazing chain of logic. It says, hey, a peaceful world is really just a bunch of well-run states all put together. So the first critical step is, before you even dream of global harmony, you have to focus on governing your own state effectively. The macro totally depends on the micro. Okay, so that naturally leads to the next question, right? What exactly makes a state well-governed? Is it a booming economy? A powerful military? Well, the Great Learning zooms in even further, arguing that the answer is found in the very fabric of society itself. The text wants us to think of a state as basically one big, extended family. Its health, its order, its strength, all of it comes down to the health of the individual families that make it up. It makes sense, right? If families are a mess, the state itself just can't be orderly. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. Look at how the text draws a direct one-to-one line between family virtues and state virtues. The family is basically the ultimate training ground. If you learn filial piety, respect for your parents, you're learning what it means to be loyal to a ruler. If you learn brotherly respect, you understand how to respect your superiors. And the kindness you show your own family, that's the very same benevolence a leader needs to show to the people. So, a well-run state needs well-run families. But what does a well-run family need? This is where the text reveals its core secret. This is the single point that the entire massive structure of world peace is built on. And there it is. This is the heart of the whole argument. Everything from harmony in your home to order in your nation, all the way to peace across the entire world, it all rests on this one single foundation: the cultivated, morally developed individual. The change has to start with you. But okay, I know what you might be thinking. Cultivating the self sounds a little abstract, doesn't it? Thankfully, the text doesn't just leave us hanging there. It gives us a really clear psychological guide to this inner work, and it all starts with the state of your mind. To cultivate yourself, you have to first make your mind correct, or rectified. And the text warns us that our own emotions, they're the biggest obstacle we have to seeing clearly and making good judgments. And the text is incredibly specific here. It says that when your mind gets clouded by any of these strong emotions, you literally can't perceive reality the right way. You look but do not see, listen but do not hear, and eat but do not know the taste. It's like your body is there, but your mind is just checked out. So, once the mind is calm, once it's rectified, the next step is making sure your intentions, your will, are sincere. And the text gives us this powerful, direct instruction. Sincerity isn't about what you say to other people. It's about being totally honest with the one person you can never really fool, yourself. So real sincerity isn't about public performance. It's all about integrity when no one else is watching. It's about making sure your inner thoughts line up with your outer actions. Because, as the text points out, your true self is always visible to you. That's the bedrock of real character. All right, so we've worked our way backward, right, from this huge goal of world peace all the way down to what's happening inside our own heads. So now, let's flip it around and lay out the entire blueprint, step by step, in the proper order. And here it is, the whole shebang, the complete chain of causation, starting from the most internal act, just learning stuff, and ending in the most external act, creating a peaceful world. you can just see how each step is the foundation for the next one. You can't regulate your family if you haven't cultivated yourself first. And you can't cultivate yourself if your mind and your intentions are all over the place. It's a complete interlocking system. So you might be thinking, okay, that's cool, but what can we really take away from a text that's over 2,000 years old? Well, it turns out its core message, that big macro-level change starts at the tiny micro-level, is absolutely timeless. The text constantly reminds us to focus on what's fundamental, on the root cause, not the flashy effect. It argues that a leader or even a whole country that focuses on virtue and character and doing the right thing, the root, will naturally attract people and prosperity. But one that only focuses on profit and wealth, the branches, is eventually going to lose it all. And this right here might be the most crucial point for us today. The Great Learning is telling us that your inner world has a direct, tangible outer impact. The quality of our society, our politics, our world, at the end of the day, it's just a reflection of the quality of the people in it. Personal character isn't just a personal issue, it's a public one. And so this ancient text leaves us with a final, powerful challenge: to see ourselves not as just passive observers of the world, but as active creators of it, starting from the inside out. It suggests that the greatest, most important project you'll ever undertake doesn't begin with a plan for the world, but with a plan for yourself.